Welcome to the Lifeline, a production of Simply BJE. The goal of this podcast is to build, inspire, and to empower our listeners through conversations on business, leadership, and mental health. We invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and at www.simplybje.com/The Lifeline. Now, let's tune in for today's episode. Top of the day, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this episode of The Lifeline with your host, life coach, and motivational speaker, Bo Powell, social media influencer and owner of the For Real brand, Lindsberg Petway, and yours truly, leadership coach and mental health advocate, Barry J. Elliott. You can visit us at www.simplybje.com/The Lifeline and on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and now YouTube. Today, we have Wade Menendez, known around the world as Wade the Barber, who is a master barber who has been in the barber field for over 17 years. He has an impressive celebrity clientele and is known for his distinct attention to detail to help his clients achieve their best look. In March of 2011, Wade opened his first barbershop, the W Hair Loft, located in downtown Glen Burnie, Maryland, a second location in the Washington, D.C. Hydeville area in the summer of 2014, and a third location in Midtown area of Atlanta, Georgia in 2020. He has been featured on many television shows. There's so many to name. The news publications such as Forbes, Yahoo Finance, HBO Finance or Vice News, BET, VH1, ESPN, just to name a few. Wade is also the published author of his first book, The Success Factor, 12 Keys to Help You Win in Life. He is the proud founder of the Wade H. Menendez Foundation, which launched in 2017. In 2021, he became an official board member of the Maryland State Board of Barbers. So many accomplishments to name. We could go on, but we're going to stop there today. We want to welcome Dr. Wade Menendez to the Lifeline podcast. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, my pleasure to be here, bro. Thank y'all for having me. For sure.
Everything's good to have you. Good to have you.
Good to have you on the show this morning, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir,
yeah,
man.
We're excited to hear about what you got going on. So just tell us about your business. Tell us about yourself, what you got going on, how you got started. Let our listeners know a little bit more about Wade Menendez.
Okay. So y'all read that extensive bio, but yeah, man, I'm a master barber. Started off actually in 2004. I started cutting hair. It was a passion of mine, man. Actually, I did a lot of different things before that. I was a paper boy. I worked with my dad with his paint and maintenance company. I did retail. I did so many different things, but cutting my hair and cutting like the kids at the church was like a passion of mine. It's like I've always been passionate about my hair. I can remember at 5 years old, if my hair wasn't right at 5, like I was upset. You know what I'm saying? Like if the barber messed me up, like bro, it was bad. So I think it kind of runs in the family as well. My dad, he would cut our hair sometimes. My grandfather, my great grandfather had a barber shop in Florida.
Oh.
My uncle cut. So I think it's something that just kind of ran in the family as well. So I decided to go to barber school once I got out. I did like 2 years of college, and I went to barber school, and it was the rest was history from there, man. So became a barber that started cutting celebrities, and like Little Mo. I met Diddy, Ti, different people from barbering, right?
Wow.
So that's when I knew it was like really just like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be at. Like this is the lane that I'm supposed to go. So yeah, man, it's been dope. It's been really been really amazing. And man, I started just doing a lot of different celebrities and all that stuff or whatever. So more recent years, probably like 10 years ago, I started doing the man weaves, what people consider the man weaves. I call it the hair units, but man, it's been a blessing. It's been really, 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 really dope. From there, man, I actually started teaching classes and teaching other people around the world how to do the I call it the hair units. So I've taught in Europe and Barbados, Canada, all throughout the U.S. Also, people. I have an online class, and people have taken my class in Israel and different countries and stuff like that, man. So I've taught thousands of people on how to do the hair units and be able to give back to really help people level up, man. It's been a blessing. It's been really dope. Really been a good experience for me, man. So I have a nonprofit as well, the foundation, the Way Menendez Foundation. So we give out scholarships to people
Oh,
that
wow.
are going to trade schools. We give out scholarships for people that's going to HBCUs.
Awesome.
Do a lot of homeless givebacks as well. I've done givebacks in Atlanta, Vegas, the DMV, DC. Um, and so just helping people in that homeless population as well, just to, feeding them, giving them mental health resources, clothing, and different things like that. So it's been dope. Man, I feel like I'm ranting about myself. I got a lot going on. I'm like a Renaissance man for real, bro. You know, so I'm also a
So,
musician. I have music on iTunes. I've been a musician since I was like 12 years old, actually.
yeah.
Growing up in church, playing the keyboard, playing the organ, singing. So I have things on iTunes now as well. Under Wade the Barber. I kept the Wade the Barber name because that's how everybody knows me or whatever. So just kind of keeping the brand consistent. So it's been dope. I have an EP coming out actually soon, in the next 2 months actually. So I also have the book out. It's a Success Factor. I ended up doing the Success Factor because people saw me on TV. They saw the news articles and the publications, and being out here. But they're like, "Bro, how did you get to be where you are? How did you get there in life or whatever?" And I did it because I'm like, okay, a lot of people think success is about money. Success is just not about money. It's really about whatever goals you set out for yourself, accomplishing those and being impactful in the world. You know what I mean? So of course, money does come when you're following your purpose and your passion. Money will come. When you're actually doing what you're assigned and what you're called to do, and that's why I tell people, the book talks about finding your purpose, understanding your why. What are you here for?
Yeah.
It talks about your spirituality. It talks about budgeting. It talks about your character. A lot of people are very talented people, but their character does not. It doesn't align with that. So you can have your gift take you somewhere, but your character won't sustain you there because you just haven't done the work. So your integrity, making sure that you can sustain your and align with your gifting that you have as well. So it talks about different things. A lot of people be like, "Oh, it's just talk about your story." No, I'm not even halfway talking about my story in the book for real. But it's really talking. I mean, I align with it, with my story, with things I've been through. But it's really just pushing what I feel like the keys to help you win in life and to be successful is. So, yeah, so that's about it. I'm also on the State Board of Barbers overseeing the curriculum for all the state of Maryland, for all barber schools as well. So that's pretty much
That's a lot.
that's,
That's wow.
Right.
That's a
pretty much it
lot.
in a nutshell.
First
Yeah.
of all, man, let me say I am greatly honored to meet you. I've been following you for a while and watch your success, and even thought about calling you for one of the hair weaves or the units.
Oh man, listen. That's what's up, man. We here if you want. If we got options. You got options, bro.
So one thing about the podcast, on the Lifeline podcast, we always look for turning points.
Yeah.
What moment or mindset shifted you not to just settle to be a barber, which is a great career,
Yeah.
but how did you transition that to build a brand, a standout brand, a successful business? And you have so many different vines in the world. What was the
Yeah.
what was the moment that shifted that?
Man, so it pretty much was like, all right. Well, first let's talk about this. I went to college when I got out of high school. I went to 2 years to community college and took up a business administration course because I knew that I was going to be a business. Like my parents are business people. My dad had his own company. My mom had her own company. Both also were pastors as well. So I think I kind of grew up around just the whole business mindset. And I think that a lot of people it some people that what stops them from even going that route is some people don't know that they can do it. I think that some people are operating in fear, and I think I had that model already, but just also
Okay.
having that what's the word, the just the wherewithal, like the force to go ahead and just do it. You know what I mean? Even if I failed, man, like hey, just get up and just try it again or whatever. So I went, did the whole business administration. I think that did help me as far as like kind of just getting just having understanding of how some business the how business runs or that at least the admin part of it. And then man, like me barbering, I knew that I didn't want it just to be, I didn't want to be just hustling or just me to just to be a regular barber. So I think that anything, I tell people this all the time, man, whatever business you're gonna run or you're gonna start, man, look at it as an empire. Don't look at it as a hustle. You know what I mean? So with that, you have to be structured and you have to have the key components to make sure everything is aligned, and so I think that I kind of always went into it with that mindset. And just seeing it grow over the years as I stay consistent, and consistency is also key as well. So whatever you're doing. So hopefully that answered that question.
No,
So from barbering to man units, what was that
Yeah.
transition? Because it seemed like the man units that took you to the next level when you were teaching and showing people how to do it.
Yeah. So, all right. I reached a plateau in the whole barbering thing, right? I'm like, okay, at the time back in the day, I started charging like maybe $20, and then I ended up going to like $40. And now, of course, I'm in barbers, and it's crazy how the barber industry has grown so much. And so now, a lot of us are charging $100 per cut now, right? So
Wow.
yeah. Even barbers that ain't even that good or don't even have the correct credentials, man, are charging
Right.
crazy, especially if you're
you
living in
Right.
a major
serious?
city.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, I pay $50 a week for my beard.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, for
Yeah.
real. So
Yeah.
it's getting crazy. But
Yeah.
I think that so I got to a point where I maxed out at like $40, and I was like, man, the most I would make in a day was probably like $700, and I just knew I wanted more for my life. So what happened was there was a young lady that pulled out some hair at my shop. Her name was Brittany, man, and I'm always grateful for Brittany because it was like I felt like God used her to like open something in my brain and just to kind of expose me to that there was even different hair that you can buy, right? So we played around with a few ideas, and I was like, man, we got to be able to do this and stick this on guys' head that are balding and stuff like that. We played around with some things. My boy Elliot, he's a client. He comes to the shop, and we just was having fun with it. And then I did something. I threw it on Instagram, and then it went viral, bro. Like people was like, "Oh, you took the hair off the floor and put it on that man's head. Like this is crazy." Like da da da. Whoop, whoop. And so, man, it was amazing. Now, I just was trying it out. It was just something fun at first, but then when it just really hit, and then now having all these people ask me to teach them how to do it, and people flying in. Literally, I have clients to this day. I have clients that literally fly from all over the world. Like I have people from last week. I had people
Wow.
from Seattle, Washington, from LA, from Florida, from New York. I've had people fly me to Austria to do this. I've got clients
Wow.
that literally fly from France and from Europe to come to the States to get this stuff done. So it's become so bigger than what I've ever imagined. But it was like an answer to a prayer for me. I feel like that I just wanted to make more. I wanted to make more impact. And God did it. I can't even take the credit for it, honestly.
Wow.
'Cause,
Wow.
yeah, we just played around with some ideas and it just went. Honestly.
That's amazing. That
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yep.
You said something earlier that's like been a burden for me for some years now. You talked about how you got a trade. Barbering is a trade. And I
Hmm.
think that as long as you have a trade, you have something you do with your hands. Like I have college degrees and I'm grateful for college, but one thing I regret is that I don't have a trade. So
Okay.
talk a little bit about why it's important to have a trade.
Oh man. Well, let's start from what's recent right now, like how Trump and everything is happening. And it's happening to a lot of people I know because I live in the DC area, so a lot of government workers. But you got Trump and Elon are firing people. People are losing their jobs left and right. I have clients that have lost their jobs recently, and people don't have anything to fall back on. You're putting all your eggs in one basket. I think that is very important to have a trade because of those that very reason you putting so much energy into building somebody else's business and building somebody else's brand and working a 9 to 5 or whatever. My thing is like it's not about being an entrepreneur, because everybody is not going to be an entrepreneur. That's just if everybody's a boss, then who's going to be the worker? Like who's going to work and help undergird somebody else's vision, right?
Correct.
But at the end of the day, you should have different things that you're good at. We all have a gifting. We all have a talent. We all have something that God has blessed us with to be able to do. So why not do everything? That's why, one of my friends was like, bro, one thing we're gonna say at your funeral that you did everything you wanted to do. You're not gonna not do, like, you know what I'm saying? I want to die empty. I want to make sure that every talent and every
Yeah.
gift the Lord has given me, man, I want to be able to use that and put that in the earth or whatever. So like I said, man, having a trade is definitely it's needed. Especially with the way that this world is going, we just so many you don't know what's going to happen next. So it's good, and I know barbering is something somebody will always need. I'm getting into the medical field. That's something that somebody will always need. So yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that's
that's
awesome.
that's that's
Yeah.
awesome. I have a son now that's very interested in barbering. He actually lines his own hair and cuts. He messed his little brother's hair up a couple times, but
Yeah. Oh, bro,
that's the only
that
way
was
you
me.
learn.
That was me. I started when I was 12, so I was messing up. Like that's how I learned how to cutting my hair and messing myself up. That's how I got good with cutting everybody else. So I get it.
Yeah,
Tell them to stick with it though.
yeah, most definitely. But one thing you said that past guests have kind of alluded to, you said you had a model. And we have seen some successful people on our show who didn't have that model, but you said you had a model in your mother and your father. Do you think that was a one of the driving points? Because I noticed you said something, no matter what, I'm gonna do it. And sometimes
Yeah.
people operate in fear. I can say myself, I have a couple of businesses, but sometimes I had to pray, push, drag myself to do it rather than just jumping in the deep end of the pool. And I didn't have an example. So was that a
Yeah.
turning point for you or helped you?
Yeah. I think subconsciously it does help you. If you have parents that are doing it, it's kind of like it just falls on you. You automatically have the it can be done mindset, right? So I think that even though my parents didn't hold my hand and walk me through the steps of business and all that stuff or whatever, they kind of like is they bro, you got to figure it out, like but just seeing that they were able to get stuff done, it gave me the hope and it gave me the push that I needed. You know what I'm saying? Because I think like we said, like a lot of people they stop themselves because of the fear that they have, because it's the fear of failure, the fear of they're not good enough, they don't have what it takes to make it. And I think that my spirituality, my love, my relationship with the Lord, and also having my parents
Mm.
in my life that kind of showed me the business model. I think those are the two things that really just kind of helped me out on my journey. Yeah.
Your father has been deceased for it's been over 10 years now, right?
Yeah, about 11 years now, man.
Well,
Yeah.
one of the things I remember about your father is that your father was he was very much a people person. Like
Yes.
I don't think I'd ever seen that level that there let me say it this way. There are very few pastors I've seen that was like that engaging, that embracing to people that he didn't even know.
Yeah.
He just had this
Yeah.
massive heart.
Yeah.
And I think you have that. Like you are like despite your success, you're still approachable.
Yes.
And I think that's big. So, because the truth of the matter is, if you were one of those that came from our area, you know how some of us are, that came from our areas that start smelling themselves, I would have never asked you to come on here.
Yeah. 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 Nah,
I
bro.
just I'm too old for that, right? But
Yeah.
as you have grown in business and you're doing what you're doing an amazing job. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, bro.
Tell me, what do you think that every up and coming business needs to know?
Ah, man. Well, let's start with what you said, man. First of all, never let the fame or anything your success get to your head, because first of all, you can be up today and down tomorrow. Stay humble, remain humble, stay teachable. A lot of people get to a point where they feel like they know it all as well. Remain teachable. That's how your business will grow if you stay current. Like, see what's going on. See, trends and things are always moving. Never be stuck, because yeah, you're going to stifle your growth for your business and for your own personal self. And I mean, and I say that for just even my personal self. I'm getting older, and things are not always the same as what they used to be. So I have to stay current. Like stay teachable. Also, stay consistent. Um, Whatever business that you have, man, consistency is key. I do feel, especially if you have a product or you have something that you're presenting to people, that's a part of your branding and your and everything, man. Like maybe make sure, excuse me, you stay consistent. Most people they know if they come to any of my barbershops, they know they're going to get a good haircut, and there's some barbers that the new barbers that maybe working with to kind of catch them up a little more. But at the end of the day, the standard of the each shop. If you come to any of my shops, the aesthetics are going to be great. You know what I mean? We're going to look the way that the shop looks is going to be nice. People always be like, oh, it's
Top
always like, oh,
notch.
this is such a nice shop.
Top notch.
Um,
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, man, stay consistent and stay humble. I think those are two things I would say.
You actually said three. You said
Oh, three,
humility,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
consistency, and teachability. I got them.
And teaching. Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But one thing he did say earlier was his faith in God. I was listening
Yeah.
Right.
to Miles Monroe speak a little earlier this morning at the gym, and he was saying that in order to have faith, you have to have a plan. Because
Yeah.
having faith is one thing, but actually putting it to a plan means you're trusting and believing God. And brother, you got so many plans.
Right. Don't
Yeah.
even make sense. It don't even,
So
it don't even make sense.
your trust in God is huge because you're just
Bro,
jumping.
listen, I feel like I have the gift of faith or something, man. I be believing God for like for real, bro. But I didn't get this far with not believing him, man. Like
Right.
honestly, like the Lord is really just he's blown my mind over. Uh because first of all, I didn't have a big 2-step, 10-step plan on how to get to where I'm at, man. This is a lot of things that have panned out. I couldn't have made it better myself. Like honestly, the Lord has orchestrated every step of the way. Things I didn't even think of, He has made happen. Things that I didn't think that were possible. Right. So at the end of the day, man, how can I not trust Him? You know what I mean? How can I not have faith, bro? Like that's crazy. Because and the Bible talks about He'll do exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or think, man. Like honestly, I've seen that be my reality. So I'm
Yeah.
grateful for my relationship because that has really helped me a lot. And also, man, understanding that I'm on assignment, bro. Like the Lord.
Hmm.
Okay, we all have a purpose and we all have a plan. At the end of the day, as a believer and as a man of God, my end goal should always be pointing people back to God. You
Yeah.
know, and the Lord will use your gifting. He will use your talent as a catapult and as a lane, a vehicle to bring you before people. But at the end of the day, once you're there, you need to be pointing them back to Him. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I know that the Lord didn't have me be on all these TV shows and all the news articles and all that stuff and making my name great for no reason. He did it because He knows that I'm going to point and give Him back the glory and always. There even at my shop, man. I have clients that come in, man, and that's why I have to kind of stay in the right frame of mind and making sure I'm not letting my own issues take over my day. But like there's times where I have to pray for my clients, man. They're going through something mentally, or they're having some kind of issue or something like that, man. And like just last week I had to stop, after what I was doing and really have prayer with one of my clients, man. So at the
Wow.
end of the day, it's all ministry, and it's all purpose. So it's that's just like, all right, so if you asking God for $1 million, right? And I thank God I've been able to say I've made $1 million, right, in a year, right? And something I never thought I would be able to say as a barber. That's crazy, right? But if you're asking God for $1 million or asking him to be a millionaire, right? But what are you gonna do with the money? So my thing is like this all purpose. So if you're not able to handle more, all right, how are we gonna get blessed with more? You know what I mean? And that translates in so many areas, man. So I just say it's all about purpose. It's all about what I mean, just like I'm not I'm not doing this for money, man. It's really like I said, it's all about like just advancing, helping people is making an impact and advancing the kingdom for real, for real. So, all right, I done ran it and said enough. God bless. Amen. Amen.
Hey
Wow,
man,
but
this has been an incredible show. Just as
it
you were
has
talking,
been.
it's funny you mentioned the possibilities because just as you were speaking, the scripture came to mind that all things are possible if you can just believe it.
Indeed. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Mhm.
And so, you've been an excellent representation of that. And I hope our listeners have been able to tune in and expand their vision
Yeah.
of what's possible if they would just move in step with God.
Yes,
So,
sir.
man, thank you for sharing your story and being so transparent with it. So, before we end the podcast, please let our listeners know how they can find you on social media, how they can connect with your book, how they can take advantage of your services.
Cool, cool. So on all social media outlets, Wade the Barber, wadethebarber.com is my website. I'm on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and all that good stuff. So yeah, Wade the Barber, and that's it. You can find everything you need on that. On my music is Wade the Barber, like so, everything.
And one more time, the book. What's the
Uh,
name of
so
the
the
book?
so the book is The Success Factor, 12 Keys to Help You Win in Life. You can find that on Amazon. That's also on my website as well. So you can access it. If you actually go to my website or if you go on my Instagram, there's a link there as well that you can click to get it. Or if you want to go on Amazon, I have the Audible version as well available too.
Wow.
Awesome, awesome, man.
Yeah.
So, well, this concludes another episode of The Lifeline with your host, BJE, Lynnsburg Petway, and Bo Powell. Now, don't forget to check us out at www.simplybje.com/The Lifeline and on social media. Look, we're on a mission and we want to bring light and life into your household. So join us and let us hear your feedback because it's all about bringing life to you on The Lifeline. Y'all take care.
Thank you for listening to today's episode with host, business expert, and life coach Bo Powell, social media influencer and entrepreneur Lynnsburg Petway, and leadership coach and mental health advocate Barry J. Elliott. Join us next week for another impactful conversation on The Lifeline. God bless.